behind the song Saturn featuring Mike Ganser.
What are we about to do?
We're about to give it to these guys.
That's top of the end.
Okay, so before we go anywhere near the song, I want to explain who Mike Ganser is real quick. So, let me give you guys a brief background on the kid, on the boy, Mike Ganser. So, Mike is an underground rock star. What does that mean? Check out these few clips of Mike.
I can't believe I just saw that.
So me and Mike met some odd years back before COVID up at this venue called Flower City Station here in Rochester, New York, a venue near and dear to my heart. And we were playing this thing thrown by my buddy No Offense that's called the Winter Sizzler. And Mike was the artist at large. And I was chilling in the green room and he had come back there and we knew each other via online but never met in person, and we connected and it was like this flame rekindled. I was like, and I was like, I feel like I've known you for a long time and we're just reuniting now for the first time. And then it made sense. Me and Mike are related. See, I don't know if any of you guys know this, but Mike's my father. See, the story dates back to when I was just a young infant toddler, and Mike and my mother had me, and it's hard for me to talk about, but see, what had happened was on this one road trip, I suggested that we went to McDonald's, and Mike had a hard day at work. You know, being a rock star isn't the easiest thing. It can be very stressful at times, and a lot of people are relying on you. I guess I can understand why he got so mad, but my dad had suggested that Mike had suggested that we pull over into the McDonald's, and we do get a surprise. So it's just hard to talk about this kind of stuff. So Mike said, my dad said that, oh, get out of the car, and if you go into the back area here, then there's toys for the kids, and so it's hard for me to recall, but so I got out of the car, and my mother she started sweating, and she got a little stressed, and this is when my dad got out of the car, and while I was searching in the dumpster area of the McDonald's for the toy, Mike grabbed me by my little shirt that he had bought for me from a Goodwill, and he took me and he underhanded me into the dumpster, where I laid there unconscious for weeks on end. And he had left and gone on to live his life of a rock star, playing lead guitar in this rock and roll band called Aqueous. And he became this famous guitar player known all around the world, and I mustered the courage to get out of the dumpster one day, and I started my humble journey as a drummer. And that's when I started developing my sound and my style through all the hardships that I'd been through as a kid. And so when we reunited at Flower City Station, everything made sense again, and it clicked. And I said, I know you. You're my brother. You're my uncle. You're my Brunkle Mike Ganser. Brunkle Mike.
I could be your brother and your uncle. Call me your Brunkle.
And so And so I knew that I had rediscovered my father, and I swear I fell in love again because I forgave him for everything that he did. And even though he still kind of brings up how annoying I was as a kid, we still fell in love with each other, and we played so many gigs together, and we still are playing so many gigs together, and we're reunited, and the flame has been rekindled, and I found my dad again, and we go skateboarding together, and I have a father again. And so that's the story of me and Mike. And now, on the real, we are very, very close friends. That's my brother for life. We've gotten extremely deep with each other. Pause. We've gotten extremely deep conversationally with each other, that we've talked about things that you only talk about with family. And I just have a level of trust for him that is extremely high because he's shown that he can be trusted with that amount of trust. Mike is one of the most humble, kindest, sincerest human beings I've ever met in my life, and he's a pure soul. And I know this is a behind the song, but this is just me about my relationship with him as well, because Mike is just a good ass dude, and he is a kind, sweet soul that not only wants to spread good music, but also spread good vibrations. As hippie as that sounds, he wants to just spread love and make sure that everybody's okay. And you can realize when speaking to an individual on how down to earth they are with the amount of eye contact and attention that they pay you. And when you talk to Mike, he's all ears and he's eye contact with you, listening with empathy. And so on the real, Mike is one of the purest human beings I've ever met in my entire life, if not the. Now, behind the song. This song, Saturn, it got its name because it's on my debut album, A Journey Through Space and Time. And Saturn is a planet in space, and I wanted it to go along with that theme, as well as it was so trap gangster sounding that I wanted it to have a dollar sign or a cent sign or something. So we went with Saturn with a dollar sign, and it's just so gangster. It's a gangster song. It's like in the Polyphia realm, but not really as technical. It's more the vibe is just, dollar signs, money, So we named it Saturn. We spent an entire day together in the studio, working out little parts, getting those power chords at the end, such cool things going on there. Getting the power chords at the end, very cool little intricacies all over the song, and we composed this beautiful song that is entitled Saturn. And Saturn, before Mike had blessed it, was just this little trap beat that I made in GarageBand. See, a lot of my ideas start in GarageBand, just to get the idea out. GarageBand actually does offer some very cool sounds and very cool instruments to select from in order to get your ideas out. Now, it's not going to be the final product, but some of those synths from GarageBand made it in the final mix. GarageBand is kind of fire and it's slept on, and it's very useful to get your ideas out. Nonetheless, we took that and transformed it into this masterpiece, and it's so sick. And I love the way that it sounds, and that's pretty much the long and short of it. It's not too much going on behind the song, except for the fact that we took this trap idea that I made in GarageBand and brought it to life and added some Mike Ganser solo embellishes on there. And me and Mike got this kind of relationship to where, if he's doing a solo, I'll be like, see if you could throw tapping in there, see if you could throw harmonics in there and some sort of sweep picking. And so he's like, Mike loves challenges, and I love that about him. So he's like, that, boom, got it, done. And he'll do his own Mike Ganser embellishment on all of those techniques and sauce it in. And so the middle section was born in Saturn. So I'm extremely happy with the way that Saturn came out. It's a jam. The chorus especially is just triumphant, and I'm so happy that I featured someone so close to me on my debut album. Nonetheless, releasing it as a single. And if you don't know Mike already, make sure you go check him out. Give him a follow. All his socials are Mike Ganser. I know he has a lot of very cool things in the works. I know he has a very cool band called Death Kings. Aside from Aqueous, which is already extremely well known. If you don't know Mike, please go check him out as a person individually, and then find all of his projects stemming off of that. Thank you again, Mike, for blessing the track. And thank you for being one of the dopest human beings ever of all time, and a very sincere, true friend. My gratuity to you is infinite, and you know that I love you so much, brother. And thanks for coming back into my life, Dad. You didn't have to, but you did. And you made a little boy happy. The little boy inside of me. Wait. Me, like when I was a little boy, that whatever. Thanks for coming back into my life. I love you, brother. Take care, y'all. Check out all of Mike's socials at Mike Ganser, and tap in. Thank you guys so much for streaming, and thank you guys for checking in with me every single release. Everybody who's rocking with me the whole way, I see you and I appreciate you, and I express my love to you and extend my gratuity in your direction. I can't even put it into words. How much I appreciate you guys for fucking with me as an artist. Thank you guys so much. Take care and have a beautiful day. Until the next release, thank you guys for streaming.